we have we already have some observability features built into Hasura Cloud. We can use the Hasura Cloud console and look at the operations tab to monitor what operations are happening on the API. We can analyze what kind of errors are happening. We can use it to visualize traces, and I will show you a demo of the feature that we've been working on, where you can configure your Datadog API key on the console, and then you can export the data, all the operations into Datadog. So I have a Hasura app here, and I'm going to make a GraphQL query now. And this is a table in my GraphQL in my Postgres instance. It just lists out, so the table that I have, if I go here, it just lists out country codes for a few countries. So I only have the codes here, and what I have done is I have a remote schema where I am using a GraphQL API, which is this countries with travel blades, and I will use the code and expand the details from the remote schema. So what I want to show here is when you execute this GraphQL query, you get the response from Postgres. So if I look at my operations tab in under the monitoring section, I get to see that this operation was made a few seconds ago. And if I inspect it, I see that I get a timing graph here. So the GraphQL query was executed and it took so much time, which 96% of the time was spent in querying Postgres. And now if I change this to include a remote relationship to also fetch a name and capital of the country based on the code, and when I do that and I get the results back, and if I look at my uh, operations tab again, I will see that there is one more new operation, which is get countries with remote. And it's going to tell me that GraphQL query was made and a query was made to Postgres using this particular GraphQL endpoint, which is my remote schema. So if you look at this, huge chunk of the time was spent in querying the remote schema, and it responded with so much bytes in the body. So this is the tracing feature that Hasura gives you, and the data is visualized on the Hasura console itself. You also get to see the operation string and the request headers and various other parameters about the request, including the execution time and and the response size and all. Now, let's say when somebody made your application was deployed with some kind of an error. So, for example, a GraphQL query was written like this with name here in the at the root of the table, uh, which is supposed to come from the remote relationship, right? So if this particular operation was deployed, and if this error kept happening on your API, you can again use the uh, tabs available here to track those particular errors. For example, if you go to the error screen, uh, it takes bit of time to load up. So if you go here, you can see that in the operation screen, the error is already tracked. So a few seconds ago, countries with name was executed, but it was an error. So if we inspect the request again, we can see that the error message is validation failed and field name not found in the type my countries table. So the GraphQL operation is also shown here along with the request ID. And this data is aggregated and shown as a separate error in a separate error page, where it says that this operation happened 3 times and it resulted in an error. And you can track all the individual operations from that particular screen. And now all of this data can be exported to Datadog, and that's what working on. It's a feature that's going to be launched soon. You will soon be able to enter your Datadog API key in the Hasura Cloud dashboard, and that will integrate with Datadog by sending all this data Datadog into your Datadog account, where you can track the traces and everything with your existing services. So the table is created, and we are making a query into that table. So we are getting, say, ID and name, and some data is sent in response. And we can, at the same time, if we have Datadog open on live tail, we can see that the data is going to appear now. The operation data is going to appear on Datadog. So we're just going to refresh Datadog, and we can see that the particular operation has appeared here on the Datadog log tail. So you can see all details that were shown on Hasura console is shown here as well, with separate very well formatted structured data. And you'll be able to create alerts or filters, or you'll be able to set up dashboards based on the metrics like execution time here. And you'll be able to set up much more visualization, and also correlate with data coming into your own Datadog account from your services. So this feature should be available soon on Hasura Cloud.